Parenting is one of the most meaningful journeys a person can take, but it's also one of the most difficult. No parent starts out wanting to harm their child. Most parents deeply love their children and only want the best for them. But parenting doesn't come with a step-by-step guide. And many people repeat patterns they saw growing up or make decisions based on stress, fear, or misinformation. Even small parenting mistakes, when repeated over time, can leave deep emotional impacts on children and influence their relationships, confidence, and future decisions. In this script, we'll explore 10 common but damaging parenting mistakes. These aren't about being a bad parent, they're about being a human parent who sometimes acts out of habit or survival. The good news is that awareness leads to change. Once you know better, you can do better. Whether you're raising toddlers, teenagers, or planning to become a parent someday, this video can help you build healthier, stronger relationships with your children and raise more confident, emotionally intelligent individuals. Of the most common parenting mistakes is not truly listening to your child. In the rush of daily life-work deadlines, chores, stress, it's easy to nod along while your child talks without really absorbing what they're saying. But to your child, this feels like rejection. When parents regularly ignore, interrupt, or dismiss their child's words, they send a message. What you say isn't important. This can lead to children feeling undervalued, emotionally disconnected, and eventually silent. They stop sharing their feelings and experiences, which can lead to behavioral issues, anxiety, or isolation. Why this is harmful: damages trust between parent and child. Children feel unheard and emotionally unsafe, leads to emotional distance and future communication gaps. What to do instead: make eye contact when your child speaks. Put down your phone or pause distractions, even briefly. Use reflective listening, repeating back key points to show you understand. Validate their feelings by saying, "That sounds tough," or "I understand why you're upset." Children who feel heard are more emotionally secure and have better self-esteem. They learn to express themselves and build stronger communication skills as they grow. Mistake number 2, comparing your child to others. Comparison is one of the most subtle yet destructive parenting behaviors. Whether it's with siblings, classmates, or neighbors, parents often say things like, "Look how well your sister studies," or "Allie got an A, why didn't you?" While this may seem like motivation, it's actually discouragement in disguise. Comparisons tell your child that who they are isn't enough. It shifts their focus from self-improvement to competition. They may begin to see themselves as less than others, develop jealousy, or feel like they constantly need to prove their worth. Why this is harmful: builds resentment and low self-worth, destroys motivation and natural curiosity, creates sibling rivalry and anxiety, teaches children to compare themselves to others constantly. What to do instead: celebrate individual strengths. "I love how creative you are," or "You really focus well." Focus on effort, not just outcomes. "You tried really hard," or "I'm proud of how you kept practicing." Encourage growth at their own pace. Every child develops differently emotionally, academically, socially. By accepting your child for who they are, you create a safe environment for them to grow, explore, and find their own unique place in the world. Mistake number 3, yelling and harsh. Discipline. Many parents resort to yelling when they feel out of control, tired, or angry. It may feel like the only way to get a child's attention or correct behavior. But yelling, threatening, and overly harsh punishments don't teach children how to act better. They just teach them to be afraid. Frequent yelling creates a toxic emotional environment where children feel scared, rejected, or emotionally numb. It damages the trust between parent and child and teaches kids that shouting is how people solve problems. Why this is harmful: creates fear, not understanding, damages the parent-child emotional bond, encourages children to yell or become emotionally shut down, increases stress, anxiety, and behavioral issues. What to do instead: use calm, consistent discipline. Keep your voice steady and your message clear. Explain why behavior is unacceptable rather than just punishing it. Use logical consequences. If a toy is thrown, the toy is taken away. Take timeouts yourself, if needed, to calm down before disciplining. Discipline is about teaching, not punishing. When children understand why something is wrong and what they can do better, they're more likely to change their behavior. Mistake number 4, not showing enough affection. Many parents assume that their children know they are loved simply because they provide for their needs, food, shelter, school. But children need emotional expression to feel truly loved. Affection, physical and verbal, helps children feel safe, valued, and connected. When children don't receive regular affection, they may feel unloved or insecure. This can lead to attention-seeking behavior, poor emotional regulation, or challenges in forming healthy relationships later in life. Why this is harmful leads to emotional detachment and low self-esteem, increases likelihood of anxiety, insecurity, and behavioral issues, reduces emotional resilience and ability to cope with stress. What to do instead? Say, "I love you" often, especially at the start and end of the day. Hug your child daily, even as they grow older. Praise their efforts. "I saw how hard you worked on that drawing." Spend quality time, play, talk, or do something your child enjoys without screens or distractions. Emotional affection builds a child's sense of safety and self-worth. Even if you didn't receive much affection growing up, you can break the cycle and build a more connected relationship with your child. Mistake #5. Doing everything for your child. It's natural to want to help your child, but doing too much, solving every problem, cleaning every mess, making every decision can rob your child of the opportunity to learn independence and responsibility. Children need to try, fail, and try again. That's how they build confidence. When parents do everything, children don't learn how to handle frustration or develop problem-solving skills. They may also develop a learned helplessness where they expect others to fix everything for them. Why this is harmful: prevents growth of responsibility and independence, reduces confidence and increases anxiety, delays emotional maturity. What to do instead? Give age-appropriate tasks. Let them pack their own bag, fold their clothes, or make a snack. Encourage effort, not perfection. Celebrate progress and persistence. Allow them to fail sometimes. Mistakes are learning opportunities. Teach and step back. Show how something is done, then let them try. Raising children who can do things for themselves builds lifelong skills. You're not just helping them with 2-day, you're preparing them for adulthood. Mistake number 6. Overprotecting and controlling. Every parent wants to protect their child from pain, mistakes, and harm. That instinct comes from love. But being too overprotective or controlling can backfire. When children aren't given space to explore, make choices, and even fail a little, they don't develop independence or confidence. They start to believe the world is dangerous, and they are not capable of handling it on their own. Children raised in overly controlled environments may become fearful of trying new things. They may avoid responsibility or always wait for permission. In other cases, they may rebel against control and become defiant. Either way, they don't learn how to self-regulate or trust themselves. Why this is harmful: teaches fear instead of confidence, prevents growth of independence and decision-making skills, can lead to anxiety, rebellion, or emotional dependence. What to do instead? Allow your child to make small choices. Let them choose their clothes, decide how to spend their free time, or pick from 2 meal options. Support, don't smother. Be there as a guide and safety net, not as someone who takes over. Encourage problem solving. Instead of rushing to fix everything, ask, "What do you think you could do?" Gradually give more freedom as they prove responsible. Give more space, freedom, when given with love and trust, helps children build courage, creativity, and resilience. Mistake number 7. Ignoring emotions or saying stop crying when your child is upset. It's tempting to say things like, "You're fine, don't cry," or "That's nothing to be upset about." Parents often say this to help their child feel better, but what it really does is shut down their emotions. It tells them that their feelings are wrong, unnecessary, or unwanted. Children, especially younger ones, don't always understand or control their emotions. They rely on parents to teach them how to manage sadness, anger, fear, and frustration. When emotions are dismissed or punished, children either suppress them or act out. Why this is harmful: teaches children to hide or deny emotions, leads to poor emotional intelligence, prevents emotional connection between parent and child. To do instead: validate the feeling even if you disagree with the reason. Say, "It's okay to be upset," or "I see you're frustrated." Help name the emotion, Are you feeling nervous, angry, disappointed? Teach healthy coping, breathing, exercises, drawing, talking it out. Stay calm and listen. Even a short moment of empathy goes a long way. Emotional intelligence is one of the strongest predictors of success in life. Help your child learn to understand, express, and manage their emotions in a healthy way. Mistake number 8. Inconsistent. Rules and discipline. Living in a world where the rules change every day. Yesterday, something was okay. Today, it's not. That's what inconsistent parenting feels like to a child. Children thrive in environments with structure and predictability. When rules and consequences are unclear or applied differently each time, children get confused and often push boundaries to test what's really allowed. Inconsistent discipline also affects your credibility as a parent. If you threaten punishment but don't follow through, children learn they can ignore your words. If your responses change based on your mood, they feel unstable and anxious. Why this is harmful: causes confusion and insecurity, encourages rule-breaking and manipulation, erodes trust and respect for authority. What to do instead? Set clear, age-appropriate rules, simple and easy to remember. Be consistent with consequences. If a rule is broken, follow through calmly. Communicate with other caregivers. Make sure rules are consistent across both parents or adults. Explain the why behind the rules. Kids follow better when they understand the reason. Children need to know what's expected. When they do, they're more likely to cooperate and feel emotionally safe. Mistake number 9. Living through your child. It's easy to project your dreams onto your child. Maybe you wanted to be a doctor but didn't get the chance, so now you push your child toward that path. Or maybe you were shy as a child and now push your child to perform on stage. The problem is, your child is not you. They are their own person with their own interests, talents, and dreams. When children feel like they are living someone else's life, they lose touch with their true selves. They may grow resentful, burned out, or emotionally disconnected. They might succeed, but at the cost of their happiness. Why this is harmful: puts pressure on children to meet unrealistic or unwanted expectations, damages self-identity and personal fulfillment, leads to burnout, rebellion, or people-pleasing behaviors. What to do instead? Ask your child what they enjoy, not what you wish for them. Support their interests, even if they are different from your own. Celebrate their uniqueness. I love how curious you are, or you really light up when you talk about space. Let them explore and choose their path. Be a supporter, not a director. Let your child's life be theirs. When they follow their true passions, they are more likely to thrive and live meaningful lives. Mistake #10. Not being a good role model. Children are like mirrors. They reflect what they see far more than what they are told. If you tell your child to be respectful but are constantly rude to others, they learn that disrespect is acceptable. If you tell them not to lie, but they hear you lying on the phone, they learn that honesty is flexible. Children learn values, behavior, communication, and problem-solving by watching the adults around them, especially their parents. You don't have to be perfect, but you do need to be aware. Why this is harmful: creates confusion between words and actions, encourages hypocritical or dishonest behavior, reduces respect for the parent as an authority figure. What to do instead? Model what you want to teach. Patience, kindness, honesty, empathy. Admit your mistakes. I was wrong to yell. I'm sorry. Talk about values openly. What does honesty mean? Why is kindness important? Show emotional control and respect even in hard situations. Being a good role model doesn't mean being perfect. It means being authentic, aware, and willing to grow. Final thoughts: be present. Not perfect parenting is not about perfection, it's about presence. It's about showing up, learning from your mistakes, and building a relationship of trust, love, and respect. If you've seen yourself in any of these mistakes, don't feel ashamed. Every parent makes them. The key is to recognize them and commit to doing better moving forward. When you become a more mindful parent, your child benefits not only in the moment, but for the rest of their life. You are raising a human being who will one day take your lessons out into the world. Your patience, empathy, and growth will echo in their relationships, their work, and the way they treat themselves. So keep learning, keep loving, keep showing up. Your child doesn't need you to be perfect. They just need you to be real, kind, and willing to grow with them.